Fair West workday 9/3 little recap as I just give it a minute before we go outside. So, Wednesday the 3rd of September 2025, Fair West work. What did we do today? Met with a neighbor who wanted to talk, and I wanted to talk to her about different actions that are happening in the neighborhood, different ways to get engaged, different ways to try to redirect the energy that is often expressed as frustration that the police don't do anything, that the city doesn't do anything, problems are getting worse, anyone who we talk to seems to be at a bit of a loss to actually make anything happen. So going with that vibe and trying to reclaim some power there. That's one of the things Fair West work pursues. That's why it's kind of hard to dissociate or separate out Fair West work and the neighborhood association. Was this meeting today like what the neighborhood association should do? Maybe, I guess, depending on how you think about it. I don't charge for the service. It takes a little while. It's taken a lot of time to do the research and to put a lot of thought into how to bring more people towards this effort. Anyhow, it's work that's hard to get compensated for. If anybody wants to give me seltzer water, I take that as a form of payment. I've actually gotten some. It's great. Neighbor and I met outside the office. The office was a pretty good backdrop to demonstrate some of the frustrations we were talking about. There were people camped out. There were a couple tents, a lot of transient movements back and forth. Harm reduction clinic was not open since we met earlier in the morning. They don't open until 10. Nikki and I met at 9:30. So there was just even a kind of a surplus, I think, of people just kind of waiting to get in. I think I got an understanding of it's weird to say neighbor, but I'll just say the neighbors' frustrations, the real feelings like this is not fair, real frustrations with the situation of the trash in the neighborhood that constantly floats around, the people who are, I don't think she would say just because they're homeless, but it's sometimes it can be hard to distinguish. You just think, oh, anybody out on the street is homeless. It's a little, we talked about the nuance of that, but feeling like threats have been made from people on the streets. It sounds like someone accused the neighbor of breaking windows on a car. It sounds like a really unfair accusation that's kind of pretty irrational and is very hard to de-escalate, and seems to be maybe tied with either retaliation of neighbors, cars getting tires slashed. I think they were slashed, or at least the air was let out, and then also just lack of ability to keep a car or a trailer in her driveway safe. Just kept getting broken into. Really frustrating stuff. So we talked about different kind of efforts. Like, we talked about not seeing eye to eye on everything, but wanting to find common ground. Not necessarily the two of us, she and I, but really just in the broader sense. Realizing that not everyone's gonna have the same viewpoint on everything, but so I feel like she gave me space to say things that she probably didn't she probably doesn't hold those beliefs, and I tried to give her the respect back, of saying things and without judging her. I think about it a lot. It's hard not to judge, I think, from all sides. So I think it was a really good workshop in that we both were able to express some pretty, I think, truthful aspects of ourselves, and the other person heard it, and we didn't get into an argument. We actually started talking about how to collaborate more. And so thanks, neighbor, for meeting me. I'm looking forward to the next one. I invited her to join the mailing list. I think I'll just do that with everybody. We'll start building there. The online communication mailing list is really low tech, which is good, but it's tech, which is also good. Taking away heavy reliance on platforms. Pretty much everybody's got email. Taking out advertising, taking out expensive, taking out, my mind drifted. Taking out those platforms that inject ads, and then also allow for moderation, but certainly you have to do it according to their terms. And I want it more according to, I guess, my terms. And I want it to be our terms. So I want us to be able to have conversations in real life when we disagree online. And I think you could do that probably through Nextdoor and through Facebook and stuff like that. But I want to move off those platforms and see if we can have center the conversation on something that we control. All right, the dog's getting real playful. What else happened today, Fair West work-wise? Went over to a home that is under construction on Palomas, talked to the owner, staying in touch with him, making sure that he's not having any safety concerns, break-ins, no problems with neighbors, get an idea of what his future plans are, and then he actually hired me to do some work in the house, so I smashed down some overflowing mortar in between cinder blocks and swept some things up and moved things, and I'm just you point and tell me what to do and I go do it. Fair West work. It's good. Thanks, Ted, for the job. What else? Yeah, it's only been 8 minutes. Tomorrow, I am going to meet at the office with a business. I think it's called Lobo Internet. Lobo Internet has some wireless internet customers, and they have a antenna on the top of the towers at Central and San Mateo. Those towers are not in great shape, and hopefully they'll get better, but we don't know. And so I am looking to generate business in the neighborhood. I found another radio tower that is about 140 feet tall over on Valencia and Domingo. Check it out. That property also needs a little bit of help, maybe a lot of bit of help, and we'll see how that can proceed. The radio tower right now doesn't do anything, so we're going to investigate the possibility of Lobo Internet, a local internet service provider, possibly evaluating that. Well, they are going to be evaluating, possibly setting up their equipment at a locally owned radio station tower. Interesting stuff. I'll be amazed if it works, but we're meeting to talk about it. And not works like the internet, but works like, not that if the internet would work. I'll be amazed if we get to the point where we actually have equipment installed on the tower because of so many potential bureaucratic challenges. But perhaps Lobo Internet is good at navigating those challenges. That'd be great. All right. This one was a little distracted. We'll just call it Candid.